Friday episode. It's a Knicks and Rangers town. 5 wins in a row, 5 days in a row for the two teams. 4 of them happened at Madison Square Garden. And hopefully tonight, the Knicks can make it 6 in a row as they go to Indiana, and they will have Jalen mother effing Brunson on the squad to play with them. There will be no OG Anunoby, but the bigger story is the Rangers, so we'll start there. And welcome to the Rami Levy podcast. My name is Rami Levy. Mentioned Friday, May 10th, rainy. So we went from having a couple summer days to now it's rainy again and nasty outside. So we'll see what happens. How New York, the ups and downs of spring in New York City, in early middle of May. By the way, speaking of New York City, I'm walking through the city yesterday, and if you don't know, I'll tell a quick story in a second. But I'm walking through New York City yesterday, and really this whole week, I see everyone in Rangers gear, everyone in Knicks gear on the train yesterday, everyone wearing Knicks stuff, walking around, everyone wearing Ranger stuff. I saw a girl, I don't know how old she was. She was either like, she wasn't 3, she's probably older than 3 and younger than 9. So somewhere in that range. I don't know. And I was walking, there's a schoolyard. If you're on Hudson, coming from the Christopher Street Path train, which I walked down from the Christopher Street Path train towards, the World Trade Center, towards like downtown, walking towards where I work at 345 Hudson, which is where WFAN is. There's like this schoolyard on the right side of the street, walking that way, right on the corner of Christopher and Hudson. And I'm walking down Hudson, and I see a bunch of kids playing in a schoolyard. And there's this little girl, and she looked like she was an all effort type of basketball player. They're all playing basketball, and I only got a glimpse of it. But I see her just running around out there, and she's got a Josh Hart jersey on. I'm like, yes, that is the Knicks and this team, how they have embodied the city and how the city has resonated with them, and they've resonated with the city, vice versa, has been so freaking awesome. So it's a Knicks and Rangers town. By the way, if you want to hear Jets talk, I just did a podcast this morning with Bilal Powell. Go listen to that. Go watch that wherever you get your podcasts. Me and BP broke it down for an hour talking about Jets. So that was really fun. And a whole bunch of other stuff. The Tom Brady roast. Could NFL players play in the NBA or vice versa? He's very strongly opinionated about that. And if you listen to it, you'll understand why. But the Rangers stuff, I mean, it's incredible. I missed the goal. Hand up. I missed the game-winning goal. I saw they were wrapping up the intermission report, and I thought they were going to break. So I was looking down. I had to bring Keith McPherson back from break. And within like a minute of coming back from break, I hear Keith go, "And the Rangers." And I'm like, "What? How? What? When?" And I didn't realize they didn't go to a break. They went straight into the overtime period, and the Rangers scored a minute and a half in, a game winner. And this is exactly what makes this team so special is a game like that, where after, first of all, they sustain the pressure. Carolina comes out at home, down 2-0, fiery, 25 shots on goal. They have the power play. They're already up 1-0 in the second period. And who else? Who but freaking Chris Kreider? Every time you need a momentum shifting goal, it's Chris Kreider. And this is why he's my favorite player. It's every single time. The Rangers had nothing, and they're just there's an avalanche of shots coming from the Hurricane. No, it's not the Avalanche, it's the Hurricanes. I get it. That's funny. They could not sustain the pressure. The Rangers trying. Igor standing on his head, gives up only 1 goal to only be down 1-0 after 1 period. Peter Laviolette said it last night. He's like, yeah, it kind of felt like, man, we're lucky to only be down 1-0 here. And yet they come back, and Chris Kreider, as always, Christopher James Kreider, ties it. That's what he freaking does on a breakaway 2-on-1 shorty. The Rangers are now +2 shorthanded in this series. They've given up 15 penalties, 15 power play opportunities to one of the best power plays in the league in Carolina. And the Rangers are the ones that are +2 shorthanded in this series. That's wild. Carolina hasn't scored on the power play. Everyone's making a big deal out of the shots. Most of these shots are not high quality shots that Carolina is getting. They're just throwing stuff at the net. And so I'm not shocked that, that the Rangers have more high quality scoring chances. The Rangers have more expected goals than the Carolina Hurricane, because that's the Hurricanes game. Just throw shit at the net, see what happens. And it's not working right now, and it's working in the Rangers' favor. And Igor Shesterkin is a big reason for that. But then you know, overtime after they take the lead, Lafreniere with a snipe. And I thought that was, I personally, when I was watching it live, that I saw, and I told Keith this also, like, that's not a good play. That wasn't a good, like, that was a bad play by the goalie. Like, it was a great shot by Lafreniere. But if you see where it hit the smack in the middle of the goal. The goalie was cheating so far to the right side as Panarin entered the zone and came down the the left side. If you're facing that way, Panarin was coming down the left side, and the goalie was cheating so far to that side that Lafreniere sniped it in the middle of the ice and it went straight. It hit the camera in the back of the net, which is smack in the middle of the net. And that's like direct on the goal, and the goalie couldn't like move over, slide over, and make that stop. So to me, that's like a worse play by the goalie, but it's also a great shot by Lafreniere. I get that. And then after giving up a goal with 90 seconds to go in the game, the devastation, the crowd comes back into it. The crowd is alive. I thought Kreider was going to win it. He had the game on his stick. An incredible poke check again by Carolina's goalie kept the game alive and forced the game to overtime. But the Rangers' resilience, again, they came out in overtime and they won the game in 90 seconds. It was that quick. It didn't freaking matter. And it's Artemi Panarin, Breadman, who's been incredible this postseason. And another assist for Vincent Trocheck. He had 2 in the game. This dude's ridiculous. This dude's a superstar, but it's just how the Rangers are. We've talked about it, that the first time they actually faced a little bit of adversity wasn't until like game 2 of the series. So we weren't sure how they'd respond to it. They're now up 3-0. They've faced the adversity. Now you can't even say, oh, well, it's been easy for them. No, it's been tough. These last 3 games have been tough, especially the last 2 going to overtime, a double overtime game. Being down bad as they were to start the game, and then going and giving up a devastating goal going into overtime, and then coming out. Now, and you saw they ran off the ice after that goal. They're like, let's get out of here. We won. And then the press conference, you're 7-0 in the postseason. In the press conference, Chris Kreider sits there, all business. And he just sits there. He's like, yeah, this was a good game, but we have more. We need to win more. We need to be better. Here's where we could be. The dude is Derek freaking Jeter, like the clutchest moment. And then it's all, yeah, job's not done. We're not celebrating anything yet. We're 7-0 in the postseason. We haven't lost a freaking game in the postseason. And he's acting like they're down 3-0 in this series. He's unbelievable. Just sit there, stoic, straight face. This is why he's my favorite athlete ever. I mean, not ever, but currently my favorite athlete. He's right up there with my favorite athletes ever. And one day, and I hope he wins that cup, because one day that 20 is going to be hanging in the rafters at MSG. It just is, with everything he's done. And it's not just the goals, it's how meaningful the goals he scores are. Number 20 is going to be in the rafters at MSG, and it's very deserving. And I need him. I need Chris Kreider to win a Stanley Cup. And this year's their best opportunity. They're 7-0 right now in the postseason. It's just a special team, of course. The last time they went 7-0, 1994. But you think about it. Trocheck's 2 assists. Bread's game winner. What Igor's done. If Igor stays this hot, no one can beat them. So ride the wave. I'll be like Chris Kreider, one shift, one period, one game at a time. 7-0. That's what we are right now. All right. To the Knicks, who play tonight in Indiana, Brunson's going to play, and it had me thinking, this Jalen Brunson run, regardless of how it ends, win, lose, whether they lose in this round, lose in the conference finals, or even, God forbid, make it to the NBA finals, even if they don't win it, is going to go down as one of the greatest individual runs in New York sports history. Now, you could talk about the 2 Eli Manning Super Bowl runs, of course. Even the A-Rod playoff run, although he wasn't great in the World Series, but the Yankees won championships. The Giants won championships those years. This run that Brunson is on, from the setting the records with the 40-point games to the historic moment where he goes out and gutsy and comes back in and scores 24 points on a bad foot after missing the entire second quarter and the last 3 minutes of the first quarter. Everything that's transpired for Jalen Brunson in this series, if he keeps this up, this is historic. This is going to be remembered, much like the Allen Iverson run in 2000, 2001 against the Lakers that they lost. They got swept. No, they lost in 5 games, obviously, Tyronn Lue game. Still, people remember that Allen Iverson run. This run is going to be remembered in New York City no matter what, because of how, like, the statistics and then the guts, the emotion. He's putting the team on his back, how everyone resonates with him, how much he means to the team. everyone's seeing this. It's going to go down as one of the greatest runs, regardless of how it ends now. Because I'm not there yet. I don't think this team. I think they can. I don't think this team, especially, they lose another piece of OG Anunoby. They lost Mitchell Robinson. They keep getting more and more banged up. I thought with Mitch, OG, and Bogdanovich, even without Julius Randle, they could win a championship. Now every game feels like a battle. Look, I trust the Knicks in those games. If you put them in a battle, they're the better team. They're the more battle tested. So they can come out in those games. But still, every single night, it's Brunson again and again and again, putting them on his back. And what I love about this team, because I was talking to my father about this, they don't fight back with the same BS that people are fighting at them with. Whether it's Rick Carlisle complaining about the refs, whether it's Draymond Green again and again. And real quick, a quick aside, I've changed my opinion. I've shifted my opinion. Whether it's Draymond, whether it's TNT, whether it's Reggie Miller, Charles Barkley, make fun of the Knicks, laugh at the Knicks, clown the Knicks, keep sleeping on us. And you know what? It's good. It's good for you guys. I get it. It's entertainment. You guys are doing this because sports are entertainment. At the end of the day, you're just trying to be entertaining. You don't actually believe what you're saying. You don't care what you're saying. You're just trying to have entertainment, and that's fine. So if Knicks for clicks, right? If bashing the Knicks, every episode of Draymond Green's is Jalen Brunson will fail and then to win the finals, or will fail to make it to the finals now. It's like, that's not failing considering what he has around him, considering what we thought he was a couple of years ago. This guy's incredible. So yeah, the changing and the moving of the goalposts by the national media on the Knicks and still not believing in this team, I love it. Bring it on, because guess what? This team is fueled by it. This team lives off of it. And I get it. That's the entertainment. Your job is to get clicks. You're the media. Your job is to get people to watch and listen and to get angry about it. So I'm not going to play into your game. I'm not going to get angry. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say, okay, laugh at the Knicks. I'll laugh at you when we're still winning. The same thing with the Knicks team, whether it was the Sixers pulling them down and dirty plays and dirty fouls, dirty injuries, trying to hurt guys, whether it's the Pacers complaining about the referees, the Knicks don't play that game. They don't fight back. They don't put someone out there to injure Embiid. They don't yell back about the refereeing. They play their own game. They say, okay, while you guys are all cut up in that, we're just going to win. And that's the best thing we could do. Rise above it and win. And that'll beat you more than coming back at you at your own game will beat you. This Knicks team is special. So I'm excited for tonight. Brunson's in. And obviously, unfortunately, OG's out. We'll see how long he's out for. Look, I don't believe in the whole smaller market team BS. Also, Rick Carlisle. Look at OKC. Look at Minnesota. Cleveland won a basketball game last night. And by the way, like Derek White struggles, the Celtics lose. This is the first time he struggled all postseason, and they lost. Now, you're never going to win a game that you shoot 22% from three, and you get out rebounded by 13. You're not going to win that way, Boston. But at the same time, that's a game that you got to look at just Jason Tatum to take over. You're supposed to be the superstar. He was actually playing well. He just refused to shoot. He was like scared in this game. JT, take over. He attempted 17 shots. The tweet that's been going around is such a good tweet. Jason Tatum is like the Michael Jordan of Tobias Harris's. It's genius because he's such a nothing. He's great. He's so great. But he never takes over. When they win, it's never because he put his stamp on it. Look, I still think Boston's going to come out and win the next 3 games of this series and probably win 5, in 5. Maybe it goes 6. But my God, Jason Tatum, we haven't seen a single game, and he hasn't had to this point. But last night was the first time he had to, and he didn't do it. Where he just comes out and puts up 30 shots and tries to score 40 points and will the team to victory. Because if he would have done that last night, the Celtics would have won. No one else had it, and he needs to take over. All right, I'm looking forward to the Knicks tonight. Talked about the Rangers. Can't wait for Game 4 of that series on Saturday night. So until next time, like, subscribe, share the podcast. Appreciate you all for listening. Hugo House. Almost forgot. Go to HugoHouse.com. Use the code Rami for 15% off your order. Until next time, see ya.